Welcome to December in the heart of Europe, where the air is crisp and the days begin with a quiet sense of anticipation. In cities like Berlin, Vienna, and Prague, winter brings a special rhythm, one that transforms familiar streets into something almost otherworldly. Mornings here often start beneath a thick, silvery fog, softening the city's edges and muting the usual sounds, creating a magical calm that feels like a gentle pause before the day truly begins. As the hours pass, the sun gradually breaks through, dissolving the mist and revealing the vibrant cityscape beneath, a daily transformation that feels almost theatrical. This daily dance between fog and sunlight is a signature of early winter in Central Europe, a phenomenon that locals have come to expect and cherish. It's not just a coincidence. Geography, the pulse of urban life, and the unique atmosphere of the season all work together to create this enchanting pattern. In this chapter, we'll explore why fog forms so reliably in these cities and what makes it such a defining feature of December mornings. Each city's landscape, its rivers, parks, and historic buildings shapes its own version of this phenomenon, giving every morning a unique character. And then, almost like clockwork, the fog lifts, making way for bright afternoons that invite people outdoors to enjoy the winter sun. We'll keep things simple, no complicated jargon, just the fascinating story of how nature paints two completely different pictures in a single day. By the end, you'll not only understand the science behind this daily transformation, but also appreciate the beauty, rhythm, and quiet wonder of December weather in these historic cities. So, let's step together into the enchanting world of Central European winter and discover what makes this season truly unforgettable. Fog is simply a cloud at ground level, but when it settles over a city, it transforms the familiar into something almost magical. It's as if the city is being tucked in under a soft, silvery blanket, blurring the sharp edges of buildings and softening the glow of streetlights. The fog wraps the city in a gentle, damp embrace, muffling footsteps and turning the ordinary into the extraordinary. Parks, streets, and even the busiest intersections seem quieter, as if the city itself is pausing to breathe. Fog forms when the ground cools rapidly overnight, especially after a clear evening. As the ground loses heat, it chills the air just above it, setting the stage for fog to appear. This cooling creates a temperature inversion, where a layer of cold air gets trapped beneath a layer of warmer air. The inversion acts like an invisible lid, holding the cold air and everything in it close to the ground. Add moisture, often from rivers, lakes, or even the city's own humid air, and the cold air can't hold all that water vapor. It condenses into countless tiny droplets, each one catching the light and creating that signature misty look. Cities actually help fog form. Pollution, dust, and even tiny particles from car exhaust provide surfaces for these droplets to cling to, making urban fog denser and longer lasting. The perfect recipe is a clear, cold night, moist air, and almost no wind to stir things up. The stillness lets the fog settle and linger, sometimes for hours. The inversion keeps the fog pressed low, hugging the streets and winding between buildings, making the city feel smaller and more intimate. By morning, the city is transformed. Familiar streets become mysterious, and sounds are hushed. People move through a world that feels quieter, softer, and somehow new. This pattern repeats across Central Europe every December, as the long nights and chilly air create the classic foggy morning day after day. It's a simple, reliable setup that shapes the region's winter mood, turning cities into dreamlike landscapes and reminding us of nature's quiet power. Berlin's fog is shaped by its flat landscape and winding waterways. Cold air settles over the city, while the Spree River and canals add moisture. The result? Thick fog, especially near the water, shrouding landmarks in mist. Iconic sights like the TV Tower and Tiergarten vanish into the haze. The city's usual noise is muffled, creating a rare sense of calm. Berliners linger in cafes, watching the world fade in and out of view. Commuters see stations appear like ghosts from the fog. For photographers, it's a magical time. Shapes and silhouettes stand out against the white. This morning, fog isn't just weather. It's part of Berlin's winter identity. It slows the city down, inviting everyone to savor the quiet before the sun returns. Vienna's fog is born from its basin geography and the Danube River. Cold air drains from the Vienna woods, pooling in the city and trapping moisture. The Danube, warmer than the air, feeds vapor into this cold layer. Fog is thickest near the river, often lingering for days under high pressure. Landmarks like St. Stephen's Cathedral and the Prater Ferris wheel float in the mist. The city's grand architecture takes on a dreamlike quality. Horse-drawn carriages sound more romantic, and coffee houses fill with people escaping the chill. The fog slows life, but also adds beauty. Schönbrunn Palace gardens become otherworldly. For Viennese, Nebel is a familiar, even nostalgic part of winter. It's a weather pattern that deepens the city's timeless atmosphere. Vienna's fog is both a challenge and a charm. Prague's dramatic hills and the Vltava River create some of Europe's most enchanting fog. Cold air slides into the river valley, trapping moisture and forming dense fog in the city center. Lower districts vanish in mist, while Prague Castle and Petrin Hill bask in sunshine above a sea of clouds. From above, spires and bridges rise from the fog, creating a fairy tale scene. Down below, mornings are dark and damp, but the view from higher ground is unforgettable. Photographers flock here for this magical inversion. Prague's fog transforms the city into a place of mystery and wonder. The sun is the hero that lifts the fog each day. As it rises, its energy warms the top of the fog, causing droplets to evaporate. Some sunlight reaches the ground, heating roads and rooftops, which then warm the air above. This triggers convection. Warm air rises, mixing the layers and breaking the inversion. Drier air from above helps the fog evaporate faster. You can watch the fog thin, patches of blue sky appearing. Sometimes it lifts into low clouds before vanishing completely. By early afternoon, the city is clear, the air is crisp, and the mood is transformed. This daily victory of the sun is what makes winter afternoons so uplifting. The cycle repeats, bringing hope to every short December day. Let's step into a real December day, one that perfectly captures the mood and atmosphere of early winter in Central Europe. It's Wednesday, December 3rd, 2025. The calendar marks the transition from late autumn to the heart of winter, and the day begins quietly. A strong, high-pressure system dominates Central Europe, creating the perfect conditions for widespread fog to settle in across the region. In Berlin, the city wakes up shrouded in dense, chilly fog, with temperatures dipping to -2 degrees Celsius. The streets are hushed, and headlights cut through the mist as people begin their day. But as the hours pass, the sun gradually breaks through the cloud cover. By afternoon, Berliners enjoy clear skies and a much milder 5 degrees, a welcome change that brings life back to the city. Meanwhile, Vienna faces even thicker fog, especially along the Danube River and around the city's historic landmarks. The fog clings to the city, making everything feel quieter and more mysterious. The morning low drops to -3 degrees, and you can see your breath in the air as you walk through the streets. By afternoon, the fog only partially lifts. Some areas remain shrouded, and the temperature rises just slightly to a cool 3 degrees, keeping the city wrapped in a wintry embrace. Over in Prague, the airport, situated on higher ground, basks in bright morning sunshine, a stark contrast to the city below. Down in the city center, however, a thick blanket of fog traps the cold, with temperatures falling to -4 degrees. The streets are quiet, and the city feels almost frozen in time. But if you climb up to Prague Castle, you'll find yourself above the fog, looking out over a breathtaking sea of mist with golden sunshine pouring down from above. By afternoon, the fog finally lifts from the city and Prague warms up to 4 degrees. People emerge to enjoy the sunlight, grateful for the change. These examples highlight how each city's unique geography shapes its weather experience, even when they're under the same atmospheric system. Berlin's fog clears quickly. Vienna's is stubborn and slow to dissipate, while Prague offers its famous two-tiered view: sunshine above, fog below. This dramatic difference is a reminder of how local landscapes can turn a single weather pattern into a variety of unique stories. In the end, the same December day unfolds in 3 distinct ways, each city telling its own winter tale shaped by geography, weather, and the rhythm of daily life. This daily rhythm of fog and sun shapes city life in December. Foggy mornings slow everyone down. Traffic is cautious, and the world feels smaller. Some find it gloomy, others enjoy the quiet start. When the sun returns, the city's energy shifts. Spirits lift, and people head outside. Christmas markets come alive, and the crisp air makes walks a pleasure. Mornings are for cozy cafes and museums. Afternoons for outdoor adventures. Tourists and locals alike adapt, cherishing the precious hours of sunlight. The weather cycle becomes a shared experience, connecting everyone in the city. It's a daily reminder of nature's power, even in urban life. People learn to appreciate the rhythm, knowing a foggy start can lead to a brilliant day. Foggy mornings and clear afternoons define early winter in Central Europe. Berlin, Vienna, and Prague each showcase this pattern in their own way, thanks to their unique geography. Reliable cycles of cooling, moisture, and sun create a daily transformation you can almost set your watch by. Rivers and cityscapes work together to make the fog thick and memorable. Unlike the all-day gloom of Western Europe or the deep freeze of the East, here you get 2 worlds in one day. This duality shapes art, life, and the spirit of these cities. So next time you wake to fog, remember, it's just the first act. Wait for the sun, and watch the city's beauty emerge in golden light.